Hello, everybody, and anybody who's actually watching this. Today I was planning to have some fun with Kirara again because I finished recording the video, pressed the wrong button, and the recording didn't save, so I'm doing this all over again, which is honestly fine because the first video was kind of missing that energy. I'm not gonna
Wow,
lie.
the scenery
And
here
then
is
besides that, there
wonderful.
was just I can cut out
I've
some things
landed the
that I think
perfect job.
are not really necessary. But in the original video, I actually leveled her up to level 90 and level up her talents. I will be showing you a
You never know.
because I want to do the comparison before she was level 80 with the talent levels 111, and she was doing 60,000 damage with her burst with all the same stuff, but like I said, level 80 and level 111 for her talents. And then now with level 90 and level talent 8 for her burst, because that is what I'm focusing on today, is a DPS burst Kirara. Sorry. Because her ultimate has like a stupid like 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 a stupid multiplier, which is was actually lower, but since I've been leveling it up before at level 1, I think it was like a 500 um like 500 multiplier, I'm pretty sure. And now it's at 900, which is kind of insane, and it goes to up to 969. And then I can only assume that it goes up to 1,000 when you have her constellations and at max level. Like, I'm assuming it gets over 1,000, which is honestly a pretty insane multiplier. It does only hit once, so if you're going to build DPS Kirara, you do want a higher crit damage, or somebody that can give crit rate, or somebody to give crit rate to Kirara so that she actually does crit when she does her ultimate. Because if you miss the crit rate, the crit hit on her ultimate, it'll be pretty significant to her damage. But yeah, these are her stats. She is running Miss Splitter with Bennett C6. She will be able to get Miss Splitter stacks easier. Artifacts are Deepwood. If you're running her with another Dendro character, like if you are running an actual DPS Kirara, which is pretty difficult because sadly there is no character. sorry, sorry about that. There is no current character right now that can give Dendro infusion to other characters. There are characters that can Dendro infuse themselves, like Kavit and I'll hate them, the secret lovers. But right now there's nobody that can actually give infusion to other characters, which honestly, the day it happens, I'm making a second part to this video because I'm waiting for the day that somebody can infuse Kirara with Dendro. Because I was hoping that her at least her level C6 could at least give her I'm stumbling over my words, sorry. Could give her Dendro infusion, because a lot of C6s for a lot of characters give like infusion for their own element, but sadly it doesn't. So I guess we'll just have to wait for the day that like I'm assuming will probably be a 4-star character that gives Dendro infusion to other characters, and hopefully that day will be soon so I can finally try out like actual DPS Kirara. But yeah, if you're running her with another Dendro character, it'd probably be better to run her with a different set. Since any Dendro character can activate the 4-piece, which is will always help Kirara's damage. But right now, since like I said, I do want to do a burst DPS Kirara, so I'm just using full support characters. I just get her attack the highest it can be. Um, but yeah, so that's why she's running Deepwood on herself. She's C2, which is honestly doesn't affect her damage that much. It does extra like little cat heads, but it doesn't really matter. Mine doesn't have that much HP. It won't really affect her that much. And then the second C6, I mean 6-2, C2 just is helpful when you're playing co-op and stuff like that. Like I said, these are her talents. Um, Pretty sure that's about it. I'm running Bennett because Bennett is just a really good support. And then, like I said, with the C6 Bennett, you can apply Pyro to her normal attack, so that would just be easier to actually get Mist-Splitter stacks. And then besides that, like I said, it'll just give him like huge attack. Huta is just here for the crit rate that she gives through her talent. Which Kirara needs because I didn't build enough crit rate on her. And then Kujusara is also here just for the attack. So that's why the team is built like this. Also double pyro because of that extra pyro um what's it called? Pyro resonance. So the rotation will be Bennett skill 2 times, Hutao skill attack once, go back to Bennett, ultimate, go into Kujosara, use skill, but I won't shoot the arrow. Just use skill, go into Kirara, attack a few times with normal attack, skill to get the 4-piece deep wood, and then ultimate. I'm saying this because I don't want to talk while I'm doing it because then I'll probably screw it up, so I'll do it before. So yeah, so let's go.
Off we go! Everybody stand back! Quiver! That's that! Sign here, please!
100,000 damage with Kirara burst, which I mean, compared to other DPS, that might not be impressive, but I think that's pretty impressive. um, if I'm not wrong, because I always try whenever I'm excited for a character, I always try them out at level 1 to see how like the improvement they get from leveling up their talents and leveling up their just leveling them up in general. And if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, because I don't have a recording because I've had Kirara for a while, um, but I just used her, like I just used her for fun. And but her skin recently came out, and then there's other reasons why I decided to do this video now, which I'll get into later. But yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, 100,000. When she was level 1 with level 1 talents, she did 30k. And then when she was level 80 with level 1 talent, she did 60,000. So that means her damage literally doubled just by simply leveling up her I mean her just simply leveling her up, which is pretty crazy. And then her damage almost doubled again. I said almost because 60,000 plus 60,000 is 1,020, which she didn't have 1,020, but it's still crazy. It's still like a huge amount in my personal opinion. But yeah, that was the first Kirara. That was Burst DPS Kirara. The second team, I actually think I will cut them out completely because I didn't see a point when I first recorded the video. I didn't see a point in doing this team, like actually showing them off. Like it makes sense because this is one of the viable teams that Kirara can be in, but it's not. There's no point in me actually showing it off because there's no real. Kirara isn't that involved. Like you just put up her shield and then she's gone. So this is a Kirara video, not an I'll hate them video. So I'm sorry I hate them, but Kirara is what matters. But yeah, this is one of the teams that I would say she's actually very viable in. It just, of course, you would have to change her artifacts from DPS to more supportive because I'm pretty sure if you're running her with I'll hate them, you want her to like I was saying, if you're running her with I'll hate them, then you probably want her for her shield because that Kirara shield is actually pretty strong if you level up her talents. Of course, if you're going for a shielder, then you of course are going to level up her skill instead of her burst. But I would say her burst is worth the investment because even I feel like even without her being the main DPS, she can still do like a significant like a pretty good chunk of damage. And when you're doing spiral and stuff like that, any damage is good damage. Like as long as you're damaging the opponent, you're doing a good job. But yeah, for weapons, I would honestly recommend sapwood if you have enough HP. If you have enough HP, then sapwood is very good because it just gives her ultimate quickly, which again, like I said, if you're just bursting all the time, then it's good for her. And then besides that, she actually can drop a leaf which will give 90, well, depending on what refinement you have it. Mine personally, my sword will give 90 elemental mastery to whatever character picks it up. So when you're running her with I'll hate them, that is very good because I'll hate them needs that crit, I mean not crit damage, I'm sorry. He needs that elemental mastery. So honestly, sapwood is very good. If you don't want sapwood or you're lacking HP, then this sword, I can't say that name, is also good for her since it gives her HP, and then it'll give her like a little bit of elemental mastery, which I wouldn't say it's crazy for her, but it's still okay. Besides that, I don't think there's really any other what's it called? There's not really any other uh there's no other HP sword. So honestly, I those are the biggest recommendations I give. Well, maybe there are. Maybe there. I just haven't seen craftable weapons yet. Mm, maybe in actually Natlan now that's out, I think maybe there's craftable sword, but I'm not sure, so don't take my word for that. But honestly, these are the two swords that I would recommend, either Sapwood or Doc Hand's Assistant. I think both of those are very good weapons on her because of their what they offer. And then for artifacts, I would honestly just depends on what you're looking for. If you want like a full shielding Kirara, then Tenacity of the Millilith is the best since you'll be getting a buff, but also you'll be getting that extra shield strength, which is good, of course. So if you want to go full shield, then Tenacity of the Millilith is her best option. I Barakesha's Glow is honestly also very good. As you can see, it's the top two recommended artifacts because again, it'll give her HP, so it'll help her shield strength. But if you want to go like a more hybrid kind of Kirara where she has like a pretty decent shield and she can do a little bit of damage, then this one would be pretty good too because the 4 piece increases elemental and burst damage. So it can help her be more of a hybrid build. Personally, I would still honestly recommend Deepwood. Um, since I'll hate them is better on teams like what's it called, on hyper bloom teams. Deep Deepwood is very helpful for him because the 4 piece can be activated by anybody and can be taken advantage by anybody. So if you just go in, skill, activate your shield, or even your burst, you will give the enemy the danger risk decrease, which is good for I hate them, like, of course. So Deepwood is also a very good set if you're looking for like a decent shield with like a debuff. Like I said, it just really depends on what you're looking for. If you're going full shield, then Tenacity of the Millilith, better for that. If you want like a hybrid build, then Berry Catcher's Glow. If you want like a hybrid build with a little bit of like still supportive, like still being a supportive set, then Deepwood is very good. Like because like I said, that Dangerous is very good. Then yeah, that's the build that I would recommend for Kirara if you're building her to be a support for either Alhaitham or Kaveh or any other Dendro DPS. That would be my recommendation. And then yeah, the teammates doesn't really matter because like I said, this is a Kirara video. And then the third and last team that I'm really interested in is a burn team. So Bennett is in here because he can not only increase that tag, but just but because of the but because of his C6, then you can also activate burns pretty quickly and easily. And then Dendro Traveler is here because first of all, I just like Dendro Traveler's ultimate, and then second of all, you get the Dendro Resonance, which increases all the Dendro basically just increases Dendro elemental reactions because it gives you more elemental mastery, which is just good. Um, and then Jean is here because if the my research is right, which is just a single Google search, it means that Kirara can, I mean, burn is affected by elemental mastery, which I'll show you how I build my elemental mastery Kirara in a second. But besides that, what else? Besides that, it says that it's also affected by pyro resistance. So that means that Gene with the Viridescent piece for piece set can actually decrease pyro resistance. So that should mean that it should do more damage to whoever is burning. And then for Bennett, I actually going to try out like two variations of this team, which is one like the first one that I'm about to show you,
Ow!
and then the second one, well, this one, which is just like the regular like Bennett, how you would usually want to build Bennett. And then the second way, which is I'll be trying out where is it? Where is it? Lava Walker, because it's the 4 piece says that it increases damage against opponents affected by pyro by 34, which I don't know if it really will affect actually never mind. I'm tripping. I'm not gonna give that set to Bennett. Bennett will stay as Bennett. It's Kirara. Wait, no. Who? Oh my god, I just got very confused. I know I am wrong. I am very wrong. I'm very sorry. No, yeah, okay. Bennett is going to get the Lava Walker, and we'll see if that affects the damage. I'm not sure since I'm assuming not, since element burning is not affected by like the pyro cups, like the pyro damage bonus cup. So I highly doubt it will be affected by the lava walker, but it will be an interesting experiment, I guess. And then Kirara will be running, personally she will be running Freedom Sworn because I don't ask questions how I got this sword. It's very sad. And then her artifacts will be the burn set, actually. The what's it called? Unfinished Reverie. This will be her set. She's gonna be running like a lot of elemental mastery. Yeah, lots of elemental mastery. And everything else doesn't really matter. She'll just be running all elemental mastery. But yeah, this is the third team. The rotation will be kind of the same. The rotation will be kind of the same. Going in, breaking with Bennett, which I will need to get their ultimates up, which I will do before we test them out. But the rotation will be going with Bennett, breaking the Corolla, well, attacking I think 2 times, swirling with Jean, which I think is enough to break the Corolla, then going into Bennett, yeah, going into Bennett, doing ultimate, going to Traveler. Wait, is that the right rotation? I'm so sorry. I did this already once and I did it okay, but now I'm just like stumbling over my words. Okay, so go with Bennett, do skill twice, go into Jean, swirl, breaking the Corolla, go into Bennett, ultimate, go into Traveler, ultimate, go into Kirara, and start normal attacking and just looking at burn damage. And yeah, and then the second team will be basically the same, but with Lava Walker on Bennett. And yeah, that will be the last team for today. And so thank you for watching and goodbye.
Let's light it up! Ha! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Spring forth! Propagate!
There! That's that! Express delivery! Ha! Ha!
Okay, quick side note. Sorry for this, but
Let's light it up!
to be honest, I'm not sure if what affected the burn damage was actually the set or the extra elementary mastery that Bennett had. I'm honestly assuming that it was probably the extra elemental mastery that Bennett had, but yeah, just letting you know because I don't want it to be seen that the lava walker actually did like a lot.